Good day, guys. How's it going? Welcome to Lunch with Schmucks, episode 3. Unfortunately, Hirsch doesn't want to introduce this. He doesn't want to preface the video. I'm going to have to do the honors. I am, of course, Vincent, the co-host of this, along with the host over here, Hirsch. How's it going?
Well,
No, don't.
we were co-hosts.
I was under the assumption that I was the co-host and you were the host.
Well, the host usually announces, but now Vincent is the host.
I guess I'm the host today. I'm the host for today.
Yep.
Alongside Sebastian. How's it going? You're back. You were on last episode.
Yes, I am.
There you go. And Joshua. This is your first episode.
Well,
How's it going?
we've actually.
Look at the camera.
You gotta look at the camera. Show me your.
Look-
Show me your.
Is that he's afraid
You-
that
you- I know why you wore shorts today. You wanted to show everyone your medal that you won at your race. You wanna,
He looks into the camera and his soul is absorbed into the camera. That's what he's afraid of.
That's what happens in Hollywood. That's how. That's how they get you.
Yeah.
Didn't you want to talk about winning your race today? Huh? Yeah, you did.
No.
Come on, let's talk about it. You came in here all excited, saying you're gonna wear the medal and everything.
Sure.
Oh my gosh.
What happened to your enthusiasm?
Well, he's actually been on some episodes, but we never publish them. So how do you know this is even going to go up? You could be yourself, and this might not even be posted.
That's actually very true.
Yeah, dude, do whatever.
And this could go up,
I
and
think
then
it's a
you'll
curse.
be
I
that
think
way.
It should never be in a video. Every time we record with me, it's just never gonna go out.
It's going to go up. Just look at the camera.
Just once, half a second.
Just give the camera.
Oh, there it is.
All right, we got it. Now we can start. All right, Vincent. Who would you prefer to start this off today?
I'm going to nominate Sebastian today.
Why? Why?
All the bottles.
All the
I'm
bottles?
thirsty.
Okay.
I like your cat, by the way. Like, look at this. It's its own little.
It's actually just
It
a boy.
hung itself.
It's a boy, and that's his.
Oh, I can't
Good
wait.
job.
No.
Really? That's what you thought of?
We got the clackers.
Huh.
We got the medal.
We're funny.
We gotta start this, alright. We're
Okay.
gonna start this off with you. It is not even lunchtime right now. Do you know what time it is? It is dinner
We haven't
time.
even eaten. We're supposed to eat pizza
the same thing
afterwards.
happened
We're
last time.
supposed to.
Dinner with Schmucks, lunch with Schmucks. It's not actually lunchtime.
Shit. I didn't call it dinner with schmucks, did I?
No.
Okay, I fucked up
This
and did that last
is
time.
lunch with schmucks.
No, you said lunch with Schmucks. No, but that was only in the video.
But it's
It was
okay.
Not in the
I
announcement.
fucked up, by the way.
Alright.
Hey, they don't know when we film.
Shh.
Alright, should we do a hand signal so we know when to cut it?
We're not cutting any of this out. You have no idea how much editing I have to do
Oh,
on the
God.
other fucking
Alright.
videos. I'm not editing this. I'm just gonna upload it.
This is all gonna be one take.
Yes.
Alright,
We're
Sebastian.
professionals.
We are professionals that wear shorts that some people actually complained about. Yeah.
Okay, enough about the shorts.
One person in particular.
One person said, "What are you doing? Are you trying to show
Showed
them
my
that
legs.
you're trying to show them? You can't see that we're wearing
I
shorts.
just showed my legs.
I'm wearing flip flops too. How unprofessional is that?
Stop that. Stop that.
All right.
Okay. We going?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my question.
1 second. I'm getting tired of this.
Uh,
Yeah, don't touch it.
I touch it.
Can't touch it. Can't touch this.
Can't touch it, dude. Go.
Okay. My question kind of relates to the internet, but also national security. The NSA. The NSA. They say that they track people that are terrorists, right? And they look up everything that they're doing, and they pay attention to them no matter what they're doing, right?
Mhm.
And they say, "Oh, we're just trying to protect the people, so we're gonna spy on them," and it's correct. Like, we can do this to protect the United States. Now, do you guys think, like, people say that they're doing it to, like, everyone, even if you're not a terrorist?
Yeah.
So they're being, like, they're afraid of the NSA spying on them and, like, watching them, their entire move. You even had on your computer, you put a sticky note in front of your.
I put that there though not for NSA issues. I put it there because Diego absolutely. This was like
Yeah.
9 years ago,
Yeah.
by the way.
I've
He, like-
seen it
But I
on his
remember that.
laptop.
Yeah,
I
he
still-
always has it, and
I
like
still see it on the laptop.
he
I'm
told-
like, you can just disable
yeah,
the
and
webcam.
then he like wrote me a book about how people like hack into
Oh,
other
yeah, they could
computers.
do that.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, so I
that's
said,
also-
you know what? I'm actually worried about this, so I put it there,
Well,
and then like I took
some
it off
sticky
like 2
notes
weeks
are
later.
actually really thin, so you can still see through them. So
People want to watch me. Watch me. What the fuck do I do?
people watch me.
I don't
Well, going back to your question, I mean, how you said they spy on everyone collectively. Well, they can't really just.
Wait, did you
us-
ask the question or
No,
did you
I
just?
actually didn't.
Oh,
I
okay.
couldn't
I'm
really-
sorry. Your
Well,
statement.
no, it was
then.
it was my statement. What I'm saying is, like, do you guys think it's right for them to actually spy? Because they say that they spy on just terrorists, But some people are afraid that they're being spied on, like me and you, and just
because they can't know.
Well,
like
yeah, exactly.
they
That's what
say
I was
because
gonna say.
you won't know. But like, do you guys think it's right for them to do that to say it's for protecting the United States and for the greater cause?
It's like that one question that would you sacrifice some of your freedom for protection?
Ooh, that would have been a good question to ask on your.
Well, that's pretty much what he's asking. Is it
Well,
okay to
I mean,
sacrifice
yeah,
some
either way,
freedom?
he's pretty much already asking that.
Yeah.
Well,
You go first. I'll let you go first. No, you go first.
all right. I just wanted to point out, like you said, they say they're only spying on terrorists, but again, how do you know who's a terrorist? You can't just assume someone is and someone isn't. So they just have to put everyone together in a group until people start individualizing themselves by actually giving them evidence, and then they can narrow the list down.
Yeah. The way this works, by the way, this it kind of jives with the Patriot Act that was passed in 2001 after 9/11 occurred. You know, after that happened, George Bush signed off the Patriot Act, and then once Obama came into office, he signed it off again for another 4 years. And he's gonna sign it off again. He hasn't signed it off since, but it's still in play. Basically, what they do, if you look into this, they do something called data collecting. In which case, let's take emails for example. And if you can hear my dog, I apologize. My dog's annoying. Let's say emails, right? They'll put in a specific word, a tag word. Let's say bombs or terrorism. And then they put in those words, and they'll go run a data check throughout all the emails around, and then any emails with those specific words in them, they'll get them and they'll read them. That's basically what they do in this sense in data collecting. For example, there was also a huge fiasco revolving the Xbox One when they were, they found some files or they found some papers that basically stated that Microsoft was kind of shelling off information and that they were recording people and they were sending them these records over to
Was
the
that
NSA.
right, or did they say that they're doing that?
Microsoft's comment basically confirmed that it was true. They said
That
they said we don't associate with the NSA unless they have like an actual good reason, which that's basically saying like
But it depends. Were they doing it to everyone, or was it like selective people?
But
that
I
were
think
being
I
targeted
think that's
for
what
that?
it would have to
They-
be. Like if
it's-
they have
it-
information for them, it's like a search warrant.
yeah,
You don't
it's
have to go into your
selective.
house.
Like for example, and they're really prejudiced against Middle Eastern countries, that's for sure. But as well as like people here and their ethnicity, race, depending on what they put on the Xbox One. That's
Yeah.
at least what I'm assuming based on the way data collecting works,
Yeah.
right? It works the same way with computers. It works the same way with internet searches. It works. That's basically what they do, right? Because obviously, like, there's no
Yeah.
possible way they could look up at everybody individually. Now, what's my personal stance on this? I don't like it at all. Like again, the way you kind of rephrase this question is: would you sacrifice freedom for? Sorry, no. Would you sacrifice freedom for safety?
security.
No, I wouldn't. Honestly, I really wouldn't. I think just basically as human principles, human basic rights, there's no possible way that the government should have any interference with what we do in our personal lives.
Well, okay, like what you're saying that you wouldn't want to sacrifice privacy over freedom, right?
Right.
Or yeah, in the airports, you know those scanners. Not
Oh my
many
gosh.
airports.
Yeah.
Not many airports have it, but they have a full body scanner.
Yeah.
And
Actually, I think all major airports actually have that now.
well, they have it, but you don't use it all the time. Like not because I've gone when it
when
just
I was
came out. Did
recently,
you use it?
recently when I traveled to another state, I used it. LAX when I went to India, LAX had it both times. I think
You used it?
Santa Monica.
Oh.
Oh, not Santa Monica. The airport in Long Beach, I think, had it too. But
I know LAX has it, but it's
yeah,
like
LA,
in a different
big
area.
airports have it. I'm
Yeah.
sure of that. But
Yeah, because would they get to see you naked,
Well,
basically.
I mean, in
They
a sense,
say-
they're not.
I
They're
know.
not seeing you.
But
okay.
they kind of.
They're
Yeah.
seeing the topography
They,
of your
they
body.
say that, yeah,
But-
basically. So then they can see if you have bombs or anything inside of you or attached to you that they can't really see.
But the real question is, would you rather have them do that, or do you want a full body check with their hands?
No, I know. I would want that to like them to check. Suppose you don't know that person. They saw
Yeah.
you like okay, carry on.
Well, right now you're talking about the TSA, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
but that's
Okay.
like just.
It,
just
it,
pointing out
it-
that
like it
one
coincides
that-
with
yeah.
like okay,
the government and
Mhm.
then paying attention. On
yeah. I don't like the TSA either.
Dude, airport security. I mean, they're
I
just
think it's
doing
the
their
people
job.
that-
Yeah,
yeah.
it's the
Airport
people.
security is fine. It's just the TSA
Oh,
specifically.
well, I was actually
Okay.
saying the opposite. I feel like sometimes the people they're really rude. Like when I'm waiting in line to have my turn, I've seen some airport security officers that are rude. Like some lady the other day, she was from. You could tell she was not from around here. She was probably from a different country, probably flying back, and she had her phone out. And the lady said, "No, everything goes in your bag." And the lady didn't understand, so she was holding on to her phone. And the lady, I think she kind of like said, "No, phone bag, and like she started getting mad at her, and I saw all this happen. I was like, maybe she just doesn't understand, and you could try to get a translator or something. But she just yelled at her for it.
There are some people who get really pissed off at the TSA. There's this one person in particular by the name of Colin Moriarty. Whenever he walks into an airport, he always, like, as soon as he steps foot in an airport, he says, all right, time for some security theater. And he always goes off in the TSA. And at one point, right before he went around the scanner, the rotating scanner, he said, no, I'm not going to go through with this. It goes against my constitutional rights. You're not going to make me do this. And then the guy said, fine, okay, after arguing with him about 5 minutes. And they brought him over behind the computer, right? The computer where apparently they see you naked. And then it was basically just a black screen with that said okay on it, which basically said like, okay, they just pass you through it and the machine will either say okay. The machine will either say okay or like not okay, right? Or whatever the antithesis of that
Okay,
would
so
be.
they don't actually get to see you.
Well, I'm sure there's like a guy up somewhere else. Like they're not gonna have the picture of like your naked body right there in front of you for everybody to see. But like this guy, whenever he always fights. There's not a day goes by when he goes into an airport and he just doesn't.
I'm just gonna point this out. I have a feeling the reason he gets away with it is because he's Caucasian. I kid you not. If he was some other race, like let's just say he was Middle, if he was Middle Eastern and he started arguing this, dude. This would turn
like they locked down the entire airport.
This would turn bad really fast. Like I've noticed this when I'm in an airport. Let's say I see an Indian guy, a Middle Eastern guy, or a guy wearing a turban. Out of all the people, they say it's random, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm keeping a track of how many people are being pulled aside, and they let a couple people pass. Like I'm gonna say 7 to 8 people pass, right? And then there's just like a couple Indians distributed in there, you know. And one guy walks up, and they're like, "Sir, we're gonna need to do a swipe of your backpack to check for anything that could be considered illegal." So they take him to the side, they swipe his backpack, and they let him go. And then I'm wondering, you know, I'm brown. I feel like I'm gonna be that random guy. I'm like right next to him too, so it can't be that random. And I'm waiting, and of course they picked me and they scanned my backpack, and then they were like, "Okay, you're clear to go." Then I waited to see if they picked someone else, like a cousin of mine. And surprise again, they did pick him, and we were like right next to each other. It was not random at all. So I'm just saying, I feel that if you saw a Middle Eastern guy or an Indian guy start arguing with TSA, that would turn bad fast.
Oh, of course. He's the guy I'm talking about. He looks Caucasian, but he's Italian. His parents are Italian, but he looks.
There's no threat.
Yeah.
There's no threat. He's white.
Yeah,
it's all good. Let him. We got a guy argue. Is he white? Yeah. Let him go. Let him go. It's fine.
Give him first class seating.
Give him first class seating.
I'm sorry for the bother. No.
All right.
I'm sorry for the bother.
That happened.
All right. It's okay.
So what do you believe, though? Do you believe this was right?
Honestly, I am okay with it.
You're
if
okay
you
with
have
it?
nothing to hide, they're not going to be taking this information and using it badly against you. If you have nothing to hide, you should have nothing to fear. I agree, going in your webcams and stuff is completely wrong. But if they want to go through your emails or search history, completely fine with that. If you can't trust your government, who can you trust then? They're only doing it for the well-being of everyone around us. But on one part, I completely find it wrong that they can go through your webcams or they can go through your Xbox One. Stuff like that I just find that weird. That someone can be watching you.
Because I know they said, like, it's like a search warrant. They'll only do that if you actually have, like, suspicion.
Well,
right?
actually, to bring up, you guys know there's an app by a social networking giant. I don't want to get sued by saying the name. But that basically lets you message people, correct? And it's a...
Does it rhyme with Macebook?
Well, let's just say, if I wanted, yes, it does actually rhyme with that. It does rhyme with that. But the point is, their app that allows you to message people, most people don't read the terms before agreeing to an app, correct? But there's been a whole... I don't want to say something that I shouldn't say. There's been a whole, like, ongoing debate about this. Their app actually give them permission to look through your iPhone's front camera, back camera. You give them permission to go through your contacts, your photos, everyone you know. They basically have full access of your phone. And what they've done is, if you want to use their actual app to browse, you have to have the app to message people. So if you even want to use the app, you have to agree to this, so they can go through your complete phone without doing anything wrong because you gave them permission.
I downloaded it just to message someone, and I haven't installed in.
Like, I'm gonna delete
it's
it
the
right
most
now.
annoying thing ever, because It just like takes full control of your phone. Like when they message you,
Yeah.
it focuses so much on their thing.
It just starts growing the message
But doesn't
bigger
it
and
just
bigger.
connect it to like just link those things together? Because I know if you have like other apps and you
Well-
press accept to be able to get your
Well,
contacts,
yeah.
because you know okay, well, since you're not naming an app, I'm not gonna name the app.
Yeah, we're not.
But there's
naming
another
apps
app that you
What
can.
does it rhyme with?
Oh God! Okay, are we really just gonna?
Yeah,
rhyme?
I'm just
okay.
talking about it.
We're
Okay.
No, we're rhyming.
It's a
things
yellow
here.
ghost. Or it's not yellow ghost.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
It
Okay,
rhymed
okay.
with
yellow ghost.
Snapchat.
Nap.
Snapchat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's close enough.
you can come over and once you install it, you can put accept the connection through the contact, so you can like send a message out to people with that thing, right? But they couldn't. Isn't that the same thing that they do, or they actually?
Not really.
On the
Because
part
that's what I'm thinking. That's what they do, you know.
yeah, but on the part of that, I actually know what you're talking about. There's a setting on it where if you want to use certain, like when you, on what did you call it?
What?
The app. What did you call it?
Facebook or
No, this one.
Snapchat?
Snapchat. On Snapchat, when you wanna, there's, you know how when you slide it, you can have certain like things appear on your picture, like the time, or for some reason you can even put the speed you're traveling at. Yeah, like because people want to know.
Really?
Yeah.
Why
Yes.
is mine really outdated?
'Cause
Mine like
look at your phone.
my
no,
version
no,
is from
mine-
1993. I don't understand why it's not updated.
mine doesn't show the speed thing either, but I don't understand what's
It
the point
could
of that.
also be the updates.
But the thing is with that, I found out that to allow that to happen, you have to give them your location. And I'm like,
Yeah,
why?
on iPhones they
Why
have.
would I?
Hey, you know your
You have to
iPhone.
get the GPS to tell you the speed you're going.
No, not for
No,
We're
not
guessing
listen,
you're
listen.
going to
The
three.
That's
iPhone,
still
the
what
iPhone has a
location is.
thing where you can find out where you've been like every single time. You know the little little square that's up. No, that's
Oh.
not it. There's a little that thing.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
see that
They
thing
just
right
turn
there?
it
It's
off.
right there.
I've-
I know, but you can figure out where you've been because it senses your location.
Well, no.
Once you get it, it
Yeah.
tells you where
Back
it
to
is.
what he was saying. No, I'm not talking about the speed wise. I'm talking about anything. If I wanna, at a certain point, it wouldn't even let me use It wouldn't let me use some settings. I couldn't. It was like limiting me from
Yeah,
taking
you-
pictures, and I was like, just because.
Taking pictures. The only thing
It-
it limits me from is doing the weather and the speed, and that kind of makes sense.
You
for
could do the
location.
other stuff.
I kind of have it.
I can't do the other stuff. You just leave it on.
It's all there.
It's there. They're watching me.
Except like changing the colors, the filters. I can't do that anymore.
Yeah, I
know.
can't do that either. I think that's gone, right? Or is that there?
It's always different for Android. For Android, we have just a different option.
But you have different color. God, I hate that. You have like insane colors.
Yeah,
like
but you guys still have the locations. and
Landroid?
Landroid.
Landroid? You ate the
Hairphone.
well, on the J phone, I just wanted to point out.
Wow. Are you kidding me?
The U phone.
The
My
U-phone?
math teacher calls it U phone.
H.
Okay, on the
Is that what
U-phone.
comes after the iPhone? The J phone?
Wait, we're gonna have to
and
blur
the
that
old
out.
school
We're gonna
H
have to
phone?
blur that out.
Okay, real quick, while we're on it, do you guys think they changed anything for the new phone they're releasing? Really fast before we get back to this topic, do you think they made
I don't
any
know.
changes? Come on.
I don't know. I've never had an
kind of-
iPhone.
I've kind of been into it, and honestly, the only thing that I know so far is design.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of different. And I think it's rounder and a bigger screen. For other than like features that they have in it, nothing. I know nothing.
I don't know why. It's
Tuesday.
just, I just wanted to say, like, people are still buying their phones for ridiculous prices, and they change nothing. Like, nothing
Honestly.
changes. They change the size, and maybe they'll change. What else have they changed
Processors.
recently? They
On
changed
this one,
the color.
this one has
Processors.
I think slow motion.
Processors are more advanced, so it goes faster.
Slow motion. They built in a fingerprint scanner instead of finding a way to get better battery life. We need fingerprint scanners. That's what
yeah.
we need.
That's what we needed.
Hey, but
But
honestly,
we need to guard our
have you
information.
seen
more closely.
the recent commercial for Android where they had they're talking about like it can last like a whole day at 10%.
Oh yeah.
Well,
you have
what-
that. Have you tried it?
Have you tried it?
I've heard
Okay,
it
I don't-
actually
I don't
does
know.
work.
It does, but does it like
No,
limit
you're,
you to, like,
you're
everything?
limited to like you.
That's why it's the ultra power saving mode. So it like
limits you to
from,
everything?
like,
You can't
almost
get
completely.
you don't get internet.
You get internet, but it's like
yeah.
really slow. It's like really restricted.
It's
internet.
like basically, let's say you really need your phone for an emergency and you don't plan on using it for fun. You turn that on and it'll last, I think, a day on like certain battery lives. But I actually really like that feature.
It's like for emergencies. Like you don't want to leave it on there. Like,
Yeah.
If you're using it, like
What if you have it at 100% and you just
No,
like,
but I
put it
heard-
at life,
you
whatever
can
that
put it
thing
in
is.
ultra power saving. Like if
A
you're
year.
just if you're
Like
like
last
Year,
year.
you're just like, alright, this is
if you're just
this
not
is
gonna, like if you're not gonna use it for the rest of the day, but you still want it on for like calls or something, then You put it on.
But I've actually heard the battery life is just really good on that. Even if you have your internet on, you're doing stuff on it, it'll still last you almost all day while you're using it.
The ultra power saving?
No, normal mode.
Well, they have
Oh,
another
okay.
phone. It was on a Galaxy, but it's a Droid, and it has what was it, like 42 hours of like life?
42 hours on like power saving
No,
mode?
just you can use it for 42 hours.
That's ridiculous.
That's
Oh, it's
what I've
way too
heard.
actually than that.
That one, because I forgot what it was called.
That
iPhone
actually
sucks.
Alright.
Yeah, we should get off this topic.
Christ.
Poor
You haven't-
Vincent.
we haven't
Well, I mean,
another
okay, I'm
topic.
getting the next. I'm planning on getting the next iPhone. I'm waiting for it. I could get a
six?
great phone right now if I
You're waiting
want.
for the
Yeah.
six?
I could get a real. Okay, no.
Well, okay, if you're gonna he's gonna get a better phone than.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, of
okay.
course. No, but I'm
Here's
just
my
saying
story.
why.
You
that-
rather
I want to
go
get a
all
phone.
out,
I want to get an
Yeah, yeah.
iPhone, but I don't want to lock myself in a
Okay.
2-year contract when the next one's gonna come out like in 2 weeks. So I figured I might as well just wait for the iPhone 6. That's my story right there. I don't.
But just
Yeah, he's
just
been
out
talking
of
about it for a while.
curiosity, why the iPhone out of any
Is
other
it
phones?
okay?
Is it just
Less
because the ease of
compromised.
use? 'Cause
I like
that's-
okay. In regards to the semantics of what the phones can do, I
Yes.
don't really care.
It's
The only
just
reason I
how-
want the iPhone is because I like its design. I don't
Yeah.
really care. Like as long as it can call people and as long as it's up to date.
But
That's
this
all
new
I'm
design
saying.
is kind of different.
Yeah.
No,
I
but
just like
what
I just like the periphery of the iPhone.
Yeah, I feel like the main reason people like it, it's really user friendly over Landroid. Android. I'm sorry, we can't
Okay,
do this,
I
but
had an Android. I had a Galaxy S2, and I liked it better than the iPhone. when I
because
got it.
it's open
Yeah.
open source. You can
Like-
do a lot more, but you can always jailbreak your phone if you really
I
wanted
did,
to.
and I had to
You took it
go
off.
back. Yeah,
Why?
because
But
my
sometimes
Siri's
jailbreaking
broken.
messes up your
Hello,
phone.
bitch doesn't work.
Hello. Fuck off, Sebastian.
It's pretty disappointing because like I used to have it and I started using it for a while. Call Vincent.
Tell us, Joshua.
Calling Vince.
Hey, it works.
It works.
Okay, but I have to fucking yell. That's the thing.
Can you
Watch,
imagine
watch.
being in a public place? Call Vincent.
Call Vince.
I didn't quite get that.
Maybe your
She didn't.
maybe your microphone or
I'm guessing it's the microphone because I can't make fuck it, Snapchat. I can't do a front facing camera. We said iPhone like so many fucking times, so forget it.
Forget it. All right, let the lawsuits come rolling in with our massive subscribers and everything.
Oh god.
I like that topic, by the way. Wait,
Yeah,
what was
we
your?
just-
Well, you don't even. What happened?
Wait, hold
No,
on.
it was on the verge of technology,
We
so we're good.
completely went off of it. So to summarize really fast, are you okay with them spying on you for your safety if you know you have nothing to hide? Yes or no? Right now.
Yes.
You.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
mean,
Looks
I
like
don't-
I lose.
I don't like
I
it.
had a good
but I'm
run here,
okay
guys.
with it.
He
I'm
does. We
okay
have
with
to
it. I
kill
mean,
him
if you
now.
have nothing to hide, the only thing I don't like is them having access to seeing you. That,
Yeah, but
that
then again,
has-
a lot
I
of
think
other
it's
people have access.
Oh yeah,
People that
even
know the
even
techno-
third
My
party
computer doesn't
software.
even
Look
work
at the
with
celebrities that had their
I don't know what
Yeah.
connected to my computers. I don't give a shit.
They'll find a way.
What
What if
your
it's just
phone.
sitting there and it turns on like
Your
a red
phone.
light
They
just
can-
turns on? You're just like, oh, okay.
The
something's
computer
going on.
just turns on. The screen's just a red dot.
No, not even. Like
You
it turns
get-
on, you see a guy like, oh shit.
Oh god, dude! You get. He says this on the podcast. He goes home. They actually sent him a webcam for free. It's like, here's your free webcam.
He's like, oh, perfect.
oh,
Just, like,
perfect.
using
Here's
it.
here's a guide to setting it up. Sets it up every day. They just watch him.
Uh,
All right, who would you nominate to go next since you went first?
You don't even have a
Oh,
Okay, you better think of one.
all right. My topic is gonna be on the regard of races in races. Yes, not racism. Races in college admissions.
Oh, okay.
I felt like
Racist?
this. Yeah, I felt. I felt like this was an important thing to talk about because I mean, for us, we're seniors. You're already in college, and I just wanted to talk about it because I feel that. Do you think it's acceptable to take race into account when you're considering a candidate for your school?
No.
Don't they give different scholarships for different reasons?
The reason they do that
scholar-
though is because they just want diversity in their school.
Yeah,
That
but
makes sense.
let me just state why I find that wrong. Considering you've worked hard your whole life and you've always tried harder than everyone else, just because you're a certain race, you can't go to a school because, oh, I'm sorry, but the
They're
numbers
not.
won't allow it. No, because they have
the
certain,
numbers of different type of
yeah,
people
they
out
have
there.
certain demographics that they have to meet. Like, let's say their school's 20% Asian and they have like a 3% Caucasian community. They're gonna take more Caucasians, even if their grades are worse than yours or their SATs, but just to make the stats seem better. So I always found that I always found that wrong because, I mean...
But they're thinking about themselves.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly,
They're
but consider-
If they wouldn't do that, then people would be like, "Oh no, you guys are racist for like
But-
having so many." Of
Yeah,
this
but
one.
that's what I'm saying. Consider how hard a student has worked just because of their race. Should they be limited? Just because they were born a certain race. What you're saying is that just because someone's a minority race, they should have preference over other races. Like, if you're Native American, do you know how many scholarships you're offered? How easily you're accepted into colleges just because of your race? So you're
But
saying...
why is that?
Because
never
there's such a
understood.
minority race. Most schools don't even have Native Americans.
Oh,
So...
it's like it's a pleasure for them to
it's
be
kind
there.
of... No, it's basically like a statement. Like,
We
if
have
you
a
were the
Native
dean
American.
of... I don't know. What school would you like to be the dean of? Hurry up.
Harvard.
Okay, I was gonna say that dean of Harvard, and let's say I'm the dean of Princeton. I'd come up to you and be like, hey, I have 10 Native American kids at my school, and you'd just be like, darn, I have none.
I start crying.
You just start crying right
quit
there.
your job.
Just goes home, drinks himself to sleep. But my point was, I find it wrong. I find it to be a sense of racism that kids can't get into schools just because of their races, no matter how hard they've worked. If other kids worked just as hard, it wouldn't be a problem.
It's just a problem with the people though, because no matter what, they're gonna find something bad out of everything. So
Yeah.
it's just everyone being stupid. So that,
Oh yeah, that's inherent. That's always gonna
yeah,
happen.
that's
But I
always
think
gonna
for
be like that. That's why it's gonna be like that.
Mhm.
It's
But-
never gonna change.
For me, it'd just be like based on principle. Based on principle, what would be the right thing to do? It'd
Yeah.
be to admit people who are generally just good with their
Yeah,
academics. Like,
that-
let's say me, right? I am obviously of Hispanic descent, and they'd probably pick me over some Asian girl
Yeah,
who got
same
better grades than me.
grades,
Obviously,
yeah.
obviously she deserves it more. But I'm grateful that I got accepted. But obviously she deserves it more. And even though they might get, a lot, as you said, they might get a lot of shit from the people just because they want, they want to find something to hate somebody for. I don't think that should matter. I think like just based on principle, you should do what's right. In which case, what's right is just accepting people who are academically advanced.
Yes.
No, I agree with that, but I'm saying it's probably not gonna be like that because people are
Well,
so.
I would
stupid.
I would suggest a different system then. Like, you know how you submit all those files and on it? Recently,
Don't
I think
release
we talked about it in school that people
I
had
say
a
we
race.
don't release demographics then.
Well, yeah, that's what I was getting to. There's actually a section where you put your.
Do it.
Just don't tell people. No one has to know.
Questions.
But yeah, there's a section where you put your race, and a lot of kids are choosing not to mark it. If their name
Yeah,
doesn't
they can
give
do that
away
now.
what race they are, but what if your name's like Lee or like Kim? Hey,
If there's no race on the thing, there's no demographic for the race. So if the people really want to know that bad, they have to look name through name. Do that.
I was saying, if you know how we have student ID numbers,
Mhm.
we use those for SATs. And well, actually, I can't remember if I
Don't release names either.
No, what I was saying is if we can just go off a system where we use numbers, everything's the same, but instead of your race, your name, numbers. That's it.
Two.
Two.
He's number 2, man. That's pretty good.
A2.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's why. It's like out of like it's
Who's
like
one?
00002. You're like yes, but you want to know who's won.
Who'd be one? Not
You'll
you.
never know.
Well,
Are you one?
Well, I
Josh?
don't want to be like labeled as a number either.
no, you're not
But
going to be
not-
labeled as in a ranking. You're just going to have a number when you submit for college. So they
So,
can't
oh,
know.
that's-
They don't
yeah,
know.
No, I understand that.
Yeah, they don't know anything about you but your grades, what you wrote, what you told them that you did for extracurriculars, and they can confirm that stuff with the school. But they don't know your name, your race, your gender, nothing. Purely academic. Would you be in favor of that?
Yeah, definitely. Then I wouldn't get accepted. No, I'm kidding. But no, I think that's a way better system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, but
You just solved our education system. Thank you.
No
now we
problem.
gotta set that in play.
Actually, now we gotta
already-
fix like all the other 99 million problems that the education system has. But
And
you got
I have
one.
problems, but my race ain't one. Come on.
I don't like that.
Dude, you suck.
I didn't like that.
Hey,
That was such a bad high five.
I had to move. I just went like this.
Okay, on to the next one. Who
That's
do you
good.
nominate?
How far in are we on? We're at
I'd say
about 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Alright, man, it's your turn. I'll go last, even though I still have no topic.
Jesus Christ.
It
You
better
gotta
be
know what to
okay.
think
It better
about.
be like the best one, because I don't
Yeah,
want to
'cause
end
you're
off on
going
like
last.
like a little
I don't
whimper.
wanna finish.
like
It's like was
I-
Jesus real? It's like
State evidence to support your case right now.
It says here on Wikipedia that
it says here on
Jesus.
Catholic.org that yes.
I don't know, dude. I don't have a topic.
it said I met him once and yeah, he's real.
It's real. I
I
can
can't
confirm
think
it.
of anything, but if I'm last, I'm probably gonna have a shitty topic anyway.
All right. So I guess Me? Okay. So, mine kind of comes along with the story. Primarily because the question I'm actually going to ask is probably only going to take like about 3 minutes to answer from all you guys. So I figured, okay, I might as well give off a kind of an example. So, the question itself is, should kids understand scientific theory in order to advance human civilization? So I'm going to give you guys an example of a scientific, I'm going to talk about relativity, I guess. Let's say for that. I'll tell you what it is, and then I'll tell you guys, and then I'll ask you guys, okay, do we need to know stuff like that in order to advance human civilization? Should we require students in public schools and or private schools to know this? Now, I don't appreciate what you're doing there, Hirsch, but I like it.
I'm sorry. We're all doing it. He was
Doing
doing it. I saw him
I
doing
mean,
it.
I
You
can grab
actually-
something. I mean, but you guys just
You
pull
got a
skin.
little-
I can grab like the 3 strands that are there, isolated.
Dink. Oh, I'm down to 2.
That's a sound they make. Dink.
Well, okay, when
Dink.
you watch a cartoon, you hear ding. It's like,
Yeah.
I like how you had to do the sound effect.
Yeah,
I made it more realistic.
you're welcome. Okay.
Okay, so, by the way, what do you guys know about relativity?
I don't fucking remember shit.
It's
No.
relative to your question.
I like this.
Oh,
I like that's
there
why,
we go.
That's why you're the host. That's exactly why you're the host.
Yeah,
You're
it's
host
relative
again.
to your
Wow, that's pretty
question.
good.
Huh?
It's relative to your question.
See, this is why you're just a guest.
I guess that's
Okay.
been on here
Okay.
so many times,
So-
yet never been on the show.
Obviously, it was Albert Einstein in 1904 that came up with the theory of relativity when he
Obviously.
published it, right?
Obviously.
Okay, well, y'all know it was Albert Einstein.
Yeah.
That's, yeah, okay. Einstein's relative to this.
Okay, stop.
See-
That's
Really, I'm the
Hirsch,
one
that's on your
that.
house.
I mean, that one was a good one.
Okay, so yeah, basically what it states is that no matter the state of motion, the laws of physics will always apply. Now, this basically what it boils down to is, let's say you're on a cruise ship. Cruise ships generally go at, 30 miles per hour?
Question.
Yes.
What cruise ship? Is it Carnival or are we going with
Disney.
Disney?
Disney cruise ship. Either way,
What is it gonna crash or something?
What? Please do not say that. It's a
I mean,
Disney
it might be
cruise
like
ship.
an Italian one. The one that
What?
wasn't that the Italian
Just
one
a
that-
cruise ship.
Okay.
Cruise
a,
ship.
a normal
bring
conventional
this
cruise
up.
ship
Okay.
that travels at 30 miles per hour respectively.
30 knots. Or 3 knots. Oh, go on.
Okay, so you're standing on the hull. You
Yes.
have a baseball, and you throw it up in the air. Now remember that you're moving at uniform motion.
Yes.
Now, usually some kids would assume that, okay, because you're moving forward, the ball
Then-
will fall behind you
yes.
because you're moving forward. However, obviously, kids would obviously think that, but then the theory of relativity states that whenever an object is in motion, it's relative to the person who actually applies it to it, in which case it would be you. So that basically boils down to the theory of relativity, all right? And then also that's like 2% of what it is, right? You can even take into consideration the speed of light, the ether, right? Space and time itself, because relativity is also really confusing, especially when you apply it to space and time.
Yeah.
For example, the general theory of time would be like, for example, when you're born, you always have this preconceived notion that time is basically just this giant clock, per se, in the center of the universe, right? And it clicks, and we're all in the same time frame. That's wrong. The theory of relativity states that although we are technically in the same time frame, time dilates depending on who you are or what you're doing, right? Specifically at speeds. For example, we take into consideration the speed of light. Let's say you're standing still, right? And then there is a traffic light in front of you, and you have a ruler and you have a very, very accurate stopwatch. The light propagates all the way towards you, and it here's the meter right there to there, right? The speed of light travels from here for the first little part of the meter stick all the way to the last, and you use your stopwatch and you calculate the speed of time, which is 3.0 times 10 to the 8th power meters per second squared. Okay, yeah, whatever. And then you have a guy moving in a car, and he's driving, and then he does the same thing. He has his meter stick outside of the right end of his window.
Do people do this?
They do not.
I've not been aware of this.
They do
Is
not
this
do
a
this.
trend? Can we do this for a podcast?
We should try.
We should film this. We'll
We
go.
should try.
We're
If
not-
you have a meter
We
stick.
can't- we were not gonna get a stopwatch that accurate.
Yeah, it's
And
nearly
we're-
it's impossible for us to
Yeah.
measure this. So, and then he's traveling towards the light, right? So the light's going in this way, and he's going in this way. What would you guys assume? Would his speed, the one that he calculates, would it be higher or would it be lower than the guy standing still?
Wait, who's calculating?
He said.
Okay, so the
there's
guy
two
standing.
guys.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
two guys.
okay,
One of the guys is standing still. He calculates the speed of light that's coming towards him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the guy's
The
going
guy in the
towards
car is
light.
going towards the speed of light, and the speed of light is going towards him,
It'd
and
be
he's
the
also
same.
measuring the same thing.
It'd
Wouldn't
be
it be
the
different?
same. Wouldn't
What
it?
would you say? Would it be lower, higher, or would it be the same?
Who's his lower? Who
I
are we
would
talking
say
about?
it'd be the same.
The guy
because-
going towards it, right?
I'd
The
say,
guy-
I'd say it'd be the same.
Yeah, it'd be the
Most people
same.
would probably say it'd be faster.
Yeah, because you're assuming that they're traveling at each other, but they're traveling relative to each other, so it'd be the same, wouldn't it?
What would you
Well,
say?
the guy's going towards the light.
Well, there's an answer to this. This isn't the question.
Yeah,
There is an
yes,
answer to
yes.
this. But what
He's
would you
going towards the light.
Yeah, he's going towards
And
the
the
light.
I would say
lights-
his is faster.
Okay, let's also say the correct answer to that question is that it's the same. And because that's, yeah, there you go. You guys are smart.
Hey,
You're dumb.
get out of here.
Let's say, now let's change the circumstance. Let's say
Okay.
a guy is traveling at half the speed of light. Someone in an extremely fast jet, he's traveling at 1.5 meters per second squared, right? Times 10 to the 8th power. He's going
His speed is
towards
faster
the speed
than a
of light.
car. Faster than
Much
a car.
faster than a car. Incalculably faster than
But
a
are
car.
we comparing it to the car, or are we comparing
No,
it?
just him.
Oh, okay.
He's going, he has a meter stick out the window as well. He's measuring this.
Jesus Christ.
Is
it's
he,
a-
now, common sense would dictate that as he's traveling towards the light, and then the light's traveling towards him, wouldn't he calculate a speed of 1.5 as well?
I'd still say it'd be relative to it.
Yeah, but why? That's true. Yes, it would be the he'd get the same, like all these three people calculate
Because
the same exact speed.
I would say because the speed of light, it's what is that term we learned? It doesn't change. It's just
It's constant.
yes, it's a constant term, and despite the speed you're traveling towards it at, it'll reflect yours, and then it'll still be constant, like a ratio, and that ratio won't change. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
So that's why I'd say
You're kind of right. You're right in the sense that the light is constant and that the light will never propagate any differently, no matter the medium, right? Because obviously light waves do not require a medium because they're also seen as a particle. However, the reason why this is because time dilates, and basically like that's why relativity is kind of complicated to understand because it screws up your common sense. For example, you guys generally think of geometry as a practical application for math. When you think of relativity, geometry becomes a science in regards to parabolic arcs and the way, on the way parabolas work. It's really, really weird stuff. And like stuff like this is really weird. Relativity is really difficult to explain. It's really complicated. And when you really understand what relativity is, it's when you begin to comprehend how much of a genius Einstein was. Like Einstein is infinitely smarter than any of us at this table. We're never going to be able to be as smart as him. It's nuts because
is anyone ever going to be as smart as him? There are some people.
there are a lot of people. Stephen Hawking is a very smart guy. I don't think he's as smart as
Well,
Einstein.
there's a black kid in England that has.
Well, not there's this kid.
I'm being.
There's
serious.
this
Hey,
black
it's the race
kid
thing.
in England.
He's getting into
You're
college.
going back to my topic. See, now that he's black, every college is gonna want him. They're gonna watch our podcast since we're so famous with them and subscribers. The dean's gonna watch. He's gonna be like, "I need to find this black kid in England that knows everything." All right.
Well, he just had a higher IQ than Einstein. I was like,
Einstein never took an IQ test.
That's why I was hired. That's why I was hired.
We all have higher IQs, guys. That's what we gotta write.
The kid had it at like 148, something like
Well, there's people with like
that. Or
160.
People try to calculate Einstein's IQ, but he never. I
never
don't think
took
he
a-
ever legitimately took one.
And
no.
besides, the test
He didn't like him.
always adapts to time. Like the test always
Let's
changes.
go back to his topic because I was just throwing that out
No,
there.
it's fine. We can go into nonsense. I don't care.
Okay, you're saying.
But it's basically like, yeah, Albert Einstein solved so many issues that we had. For example,
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, of course, he's proven wrong a couple times, but.
Well, he was proven wrong.
He was,
so
but
he
he's
wasn't.
still,
He
like,
wasn't.
It's
Yeah, but it's trial and error sometimes, you know.
well, of course.
You always learn
Every
more
great
with age.
every great scientist, like the scientists in
Bill
pre-parochial
Nye.
times, they believed they didn't even know the heliocentric
Beethoven.
theory was even a thing.
Bill Nye.
But-
Bill Nye, number one.
Yeah, but like for instance, Einstein solved a lot. For example, we were having a huge issue, a
Relativity.
huge debacle with the ether. We all assumed that the ether existed because, we had this preconceived notion that electromagnetic waves all require a medium to propagate through. For example, sound waves, obviously, they vibrate in between air molecules for you to actually hear anything.
Battery.
And, we're fine. What the fuck? Okay, I don't know why it's doing that. It was fully charged before you guys got here.
Let's keep going.
Yeah. So we all believed that the ether existed, right? Which was some medium in space that was apparently, we assumed it was like gelatinous, a jelly-like fluid for some reason. But then obviously we figured out through the Michelson-Marley interferometer that that's not true. There is no medium. So for the longest time we thought we had this question like, okay, the speed of light relative to what? That was the huge question. Speed c, which is the equivalent of the speed of light, relative to what? Because there's no medium that the light waves can propagate through. Einstein fixed all of that with his theory of relativity. So now that you guys have a basic synopsis of what the theory of relativity is and what it stands for, do you guys think that we should force students to learn this, like scientific? Let me finish my question.
I like how easily you said no.
No, I agree with you. I agree.
Don't
Yeah.
need that at all.
I agree with you 100%. But should we teach students scientific theory in order to advance the human
If they want
civilization?
to.
I feel like okay, you go first.
Okay, in that sense, it's. I think a kid's gonna understand it.
I don't think a kid's gonna even
That's
understand it.
why.
I think you'd have to be.
But then
at
if
the
you teach them, they'll understand it eventually once you keep.
Okay, you
giving
can
it to
give
them.
the basic facts. Like what he said would be acceptable for, let's say, a high school senior that wanted to take an intro to relativity before going into college. But for kids, are you implying that we should start teaching them in elementary? Like we teach them cursive, but we don't give them the whole. We don't give them the whole thing. We start with parts, so they build up, and by the time they're in high school, they have a general understanding of it. And when they go into college, they can actually take it as a career path.
But it's
Well, the
basically
article-
giving them a higher
still
level
like-
of science in elementary school.
The article
get
was
them to
very
that level,
the
yeah.
article was very vague about it. They basically just said like students should learn, like, I don't agree with it, by the way, I should say that, but
No,
they
it's
said
therapy, yeah.
students should understand scientific theory. That way you kind of induce them to really want to explore these mediums, and in which case they'll
You're
more
forcing them into
scientific
science.
yeah more
Well,
scientific.
really
They
fast.
Well,
That's
it's
stuff
understandable
too.
why they want, because I would
Yeah,
see them.
It
they
makes
wanna
sense,
further
but
it,
yeah,
Because
but-
if they get at younger age, when they get older, they can
They can
understand it
actually
more and
understand it
learn
better.
more than what.
But
they
really
could have
fast, just
done.
putting it out there, the way the education system's going with Common Core, they won't even be learning basic math in elementary.
In the United
Relativity
States.
is a far thing.
in the United States.
Dude, Common Core just seems bad in all aspects. I saw, just like going off topic, but it kind of relates to
It basically just
education.
dumbs down the curriculum.
Yeah, I heard that to solve, there was an equation given, and it was just 9 plus 6, and to solve it, the procedure that Common Core wants you to use, instead of just doing mental math, took an average of about, I think, 3 minutes to solve that with what they want you to show. And I was like, that's ridiculous. Why would anyone want to show this much stuff? If you understand it, you understand it. You don't need anything but that. So I was just saying, forcing children to learn something would be a hard task, especially.
And it's dead. Okay. We're just gonna switch cameras. Use. Ow.
I think that was
I don't know,
good.
but I don't think that it would be like getting forced to learn.
You're
'Cause, I mean,
forcing
you're
them
getting
into
forced to
science.
learn like 2 plus 2 in
That's
a
why,
way.
that's why I like those schools. You know, you hear the new schools doing that. Like
Yeah, they
like
let them
forming
choose
to-
the field.
They let them choose the field, and that's what they continue studying throughout all their high school career.
But I
But
don't
then
know
they,
if
they,
that's...
get to
they
college.
branch out.
Yeah, exactly.
They
So they
branch out.
start off with basic math, basic English, basic science.
And then they branch out to
yes,
what they
and
want.
then it's like, oh, what do you want to do? Okay, well, you want to go into engineering. Let's give you an intro to engineering course.
Then okay, wait, who's doing that?
There's
There's a
some,
couple
there's
schools
some
that are
private
starting.
charter schools.
Okay, private.
And
But then
college
private,
prep.
I think I would say that that's more like the parents, you know? Like, I'm saying, because, like, let's say, who's paying for that? The parents. Oh, well, son, you want to be a doctor. Oh, okay, yeah, I want to be a doctor. So then, because you know how, like, there are people that go into college right now, and they once they get there, they're like...
they completely decide something else. from
Yeah,
what
and they
thought
change the
wanted.
major, like, a few times.
Yeah.
But, like, can you imagine going through all that, knowing everything that you have to know to be that career,
You know
and you're
what I
like,
decided I
oh,
wanna
I don't
do?
like this.
I decided I want to be a forensic toxicologist. I want to do that.
You're like,
Decide
no,
right
no.
now.
No, I decided that like a week ago. I'm like, fuck it. I don't have anything to study. I'm just gonna study something pretty hard. Just do it.
What did you want to be before that?
Huh? Nothing. I had no idea.
Pro cross country runner.
We should play this video in reverse. And
Reverse.
just clip his in the front, so then we end up on a really high note.
All right. Well, I guess
Thanks for
we're
watching.
signing off. Thanks for watching. If the quality changed in the middle of the video, we had to switch cameras.
We were hoping that they didn't notice, but
They
will
will
notice.
They will notice. They're from the HD
There's
to.
gonna be a
really
cut.
not that.
And then
And
But-
then a black spot of just talking.
Different people.
Different people. We switch
Animation,
places.
we
We
should-
switch clothes. We're just sitting in different spots. But back to the
We should have
point,
totally done that.
dude. We can do it one day. One day.
Yeah, one day.
Thank you guys for watching. This
Like, comment,
concludes our
subscribe.
second podcast. Third. This is our third podcast, and it is. What time is it right now?
Too late. We need to eat. I'm starving.
it's
Oh yeah. You have a phone.
It's 3:46.
It's 2:46.
We've been up all night
Oh,
to get
that's
lucky.
Read it backwards.
It's what? That doesn't make sense. Okay.
Wait, what time is it? Oh,
F-
wow. All right. Well,
Thanks for watching Lunch with Schmucks.
All right.
Yeah.
see you.